Hello. Just come to the farthest reaches of the house to try and do something very quick. Sounds a bit wrong when I say it out loud, but never mind. So we're all currently isolating at the moment. Well, I say we all are. I still am. Carly has just been released as of today, but hey ho, not very much I can do about that until I either swab negative or until my 10 days are up. But it did make me think a little bit. I think I have touched upon this in a previous video when I was talking about, think about what you can control. And I was on the last weekend of my coach training diploma at the weekend, and this tool was referred to a few times. No, not me, an actual coaching tool. And it's called Circles of Influence. So I think it was actually, is it Stephen Covey? Originally it says exercise. So what we tend to do is, we worry about a lot of things, but what we don't do is we don't separate out what control or what influence we have over these things. So it's quite a useful exercise you can either do with someone you're working with or yourself, even if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, a bit fed up, you're wondering where your power lies, essentially, where are you best to apply your energy, then you can do this exercise. So what you need to do is essentially brain dump. First of all, you need to write down everything that's bothering you about a particular topic inside a circle. And that's your circle of concern. So that should have pretty much everything in it, every little factor that's bouncing around inside your brain. And probably by the time you've written all that stuff down, you should hopefully be feeling slightly better. But it's a bit easier having it out on paper, so that you can actually see it out in front of you, and you can then start to work on the next stage, which is then to pick out the things that you can actually exert any control or influence over. And what you can actually do ultimately is imagine this as one big circle which contains everything, and then what you'll probably find is that there's only a tiny little bit of that big circle, so maybe even like a central core of that circle is actually stuff that you can exert any control over. Everything else is essentially out with your control. Now, one caveat to that is that it is potentially possible that you have some limiting beliefs about some aspects of what you can control. So this is where either you can try and self-coach yourself, or you can work with a coach or a friend or a trusted advisor of some kind, and just get them to very gently probe you, not that way, about some of the things that you say you can't control, and just check, are there any assumptions that you might be making about this that might be limiting your ability to control this, or actually can you genuinely not exert any control over this at all. So the whole idea of the technique is that you should only expend energy worrying or taking action against the things that you can actually control, and everything else you just need to let go. Okay, it takes a bit of practice, as with all these kinds of things, but it is definitely worth doing, because I think as humans, and I still do it now, even though I've been practicing this for quite a long time, I still get wrapped up in the things that I can exert no control over. I posted about this the other day when I was talking about the situation at work at the moment and the staffing situation, and how I kind of feel like the responsibility sits squarely on my own shoulders. There are factors about that I'm worrying about that I have no control over. Anyone who's interested in Stoic philosophy, they talk about this quite a lot. When it comes down to the crux of it, that is how you need to think about the events that are going on in your life. Can I exert any control over this? If in doubt, is there any limiting belief that's getting in the way of me exerting any control over it? And if not, if you can establish firmly that you have no control over that situation, then you just have to let it go. Much like I can't control the fact that I'm most likely confined to quarters until the end of this week with 2 small children. I can't do anything about that, so I just need to let that go. Okay, hopefully be seeing you all in the big wide world fairly soon. Bye bye.